Hey guys, it's Andrea from VW Family Farm, and I know y'all are probably sick of just seeing me on these videos, but Ben has been working a lot, like 7 days a week, lots and lots of hours a day. The kids and I have had to do everything. We've had to do all the YouTube videos ourselves, and I'm not complaining. He works hard and does a great job, but we're kind of just sick of being by ourselves and ready for him to be back home. So,
I'm back!
He's actually home today. Yay!
I get 5 days off.
5 days off. We are pumped.
I've been working, what, 11 days in a row now, 10?
I don't know. I think more than that, actually.
11, 12?
And even
10, 12 hours a day?
Even the times you've got a day off, it's literally just been one day, and it's usually Sundays, which we love Sundays, but they're full of church and family and all that, so it's not really any time like to ourselves or to get stuff done on the farm. So, he is home today.
And we was gonna do this video last night, but I was plumb wore out.
Yes, he actually worked half a day yesterday, and then by the time he got home, yeah, 3/4. By the time he got home, we had some stuff to get done. We're making last minute Christmas presents, homemade Christmas presents. Probably better not say them on here. But, so we didn't get the video done. So here it is the next morning. We're gonna shoot this video, and then we gotta get to work because we got one more section of fence to get on. We're gonna try to knock that out today. And then our rotational grazing project is complete, checked off the list, except for...
I was gonna say the wiring. The hot wire part is done, but
we've got like, what?
5,000
feet of water line delay, and we're gonna do that probably pretty soon when he gets off this project he's on. So anyway, we're going to take you along for that. We're installing quick connects all along the line. There's going to be welding, digging. It's going to be a huge project in itself, but the first phase will be, and I love checking stuff off my list.
Yes, you do.
So I'm looking forward today to marking that off. So, but that's not the point of this video. What's the point of this video?
Is this one the one that everybody can't, not everybody,
no,
a lot of people ask either, how'd you get your farm? Where'd your farm come from? Where did your farm name come from?
Right.
What's your story?
How many acres do you have? That kind of thing.
That a lot.
So we have kind of revealed some of that if you watched our poor, pitiful, ridiculous, embarrassing live stream on Two Family Homestead, and that was through no fault of them.
Nope.
Two Family Homestead is awesome.
It wasn't us either. It was our sorry internet company. And still yet,
Which let me just
I'll say it today.
Let me just throw in, we love our local internet guy. He's a hard worker. He comes every time we call. He's a little stumped on our problem too, so we're working to get it fixed.
We're below 1 meg per second.
Which we're out in the country, but a lot of y'all are out in the country and have good internet. I know it's doable, and we've had good internet before, so we're working on it. Our internet guy's working on it. I know they're gonna get it fixed, but for right now, it is what it is. So, but I chased a rabbit to say we let out part of our story on Two Family Homestead about where our land came from, how much, blah, blah, blah. But I know a lot of y'all probably didn't watch it. So we are gonna answer some of your questions today. Hey Ben, you take the first one. What does VW Family Farm stand for? We've had that a lot. So what's the V and W? And we've been called the last 2 times on a Free 90 Free Friday, the people making the video to say, hey, go check them out, have called us VFW. We are not VFW. We're not associated with VFW. We are VW, which
and that
we found
stands
funny.
for our last name is the V, and who we inherited all the land from. My grandpa, he worked his rear off for this land, and my grandma, love you Granny.
And Granny watches these videos too, so hi Granny, we love you.
They sacrificed everything. I mean, I've heard stories about it, but anyway, the W comes from the last name of my grandpa.
Yes. So let's just jump right in and tell a little bit of the story.
And of course, it's a family farm.
Yeah, it's a family farm, and it's not just us. Let me just start from the beginning. So Ben's grandpa, I like to say the word so. Ben's grandpa was a very frugal man, and his grandma. They later divorced, so his grandma is actually still living, and when they divorced, she kind of just walked away. She is just an amazing woman. She left his grandpa everything that he passed down to his daughter, which is Ben's mom. Ben has one brother, and when Ben's grandpa passed away, which was 2 months or 3 months before we got married, we were literally kids. He passed away from cancer, and he left everything he had to his daughter, my mother-in-law, and then it was placed in a trust between her and Ben and his brother. So that is where our farm came from. It's still a family farm. It's still a trust. We do not own all of this land, but it is our family's land. We all work together. I would call us a close family, tight-knit.
When Grandpa passed away, my brother was in the military. He served our country for 25 years. Lived, let's see, he lived in Florida, I think, when Grandpa died. He lived in Virginia, in Norfolk, Virginia. Lived in Japan, lived in Italy. So he's been all over the place.
He's been all over the world.
Yep.
And we love you, Uncle Mike, and we thank you for your service and sacrifice to our country. And we are in no way saying he left us to take care of all this.
No, not at all.
He did what we wouldn't have done.
Yep. So, when Grandpa died, I would kind of say that I was left to kind of handle the farm work, the land, this and that.
Bush hogging.
Yeah, bush hogging, keeping up the land so it didn't just grow up. And
because let's just insert there, it's about 700 acres. So
roughly.
It was a lot of land for a woman, a single woman, my mother-in-law, and basically we were kids. We were 19 and 21. So to just bam, here, take care of all this. It was such a blessing, but it was a lot of work too.
It made us grow up quick, it seems like.
Yeah. So Ben's mom did all the book work, legal work, because if you've ever inherited land or anything, there's a lot of headache involved legal-wise, and to go through the courts and all that. So she did all that. Ben did the upkeep, and I helped him. We would, bush hog, and it was a lot of land to keep up with and not just let it become an overgrown, out-of-control jungle, which it almost did a couple times.
Yeah. When Grandpa died, a lot of the land, most all of the land he had in CRP, which that's a government program that reestablishes the soil, or we also have CRP pines, and
they were actually paying people because too many people got into like row cropping, and they were actually kind of paying some people to get out of that for the benefit of the land and the markets and all that. We don't know all the details, but that's what that was. So
let's see, where'd our name come from? Check.
Okay, I know what I wanted to tell y'all. So I want to show you a little clip right now of some vans. They still sit on our property, and they are vans that I know at least one of them, when I met Ben in the late 90s, was still running, and his grandpa was still driving it. His grandpa, so I'm going to let y'all look at that right now. So his grandpa was a very frugal man.
You wouldn't have known he had anything, huh?
You would not have known he had anything. He just lived like a very frugal man, and that is why he bought up tons of land. Not all of our farm is right together. There's a big chunk of it together, but then there's other pieces of land, that are separate from this farm. And that's because when he got a chance to buy a piece of land, he would buy it, and he would buy it very cheaply, but that's what he did. He bought up land. He kept mineral rights to land that he didn't even own the land. He was just a very smart businessman, and in turn, he left a huge blessing to his family after him. I don't even know where we'd be today if he hadn't made the business decisions he'd made.
That's kind of scary to think about.
Because, y'all, he died like 2 months before we got married. We were literally kids. We had no plan. We just were like, let's get married, we're in love. We didn't know where we were gonna live. We didn't know he was gonna pass away. So we didn't have a plan to live in his house. We just didn't have a plan at all.
That's how we roll.
Yeah. So we literally moved into his house after he passed away and after we got married. And that's where we still live today. His yard, he lived in a trailer, is our yard. It's gone now, but that's where we built our house. That is our homestead.
Mm-hmm. So it's been passed down Now I guess this is, we are the 3rd generation and our kids will be the 4th generation.
Right.
Well, I consider it a homestead.
Yes, and our kids have never lived anywhere else. We built our house before they were born.
Yep.
And so anyway, that is our story. That's the land we live on. Thankfully, thank the Lord, literally, Ben's brother survived his military career and came back home.
He's back home.
Yes, he's been here about a year.
And he's loving the country life, I think.
Yes.
Seems like.
He has 2 grown sons, and one of them has made his home here too, which we didn't know if any of them would after living all over the world. You never know if people want to come back to a small country town, but we've got a big chunk of our family back here now, and so we're not doing it all on our own anymore.
No.
He's here, he helps, he'll do anything. He's the best brother-in-law that I could ask for. So he helps us do anything and everything. He's so giving and selfless. Ben's mom is the hardest working woman in the world.
Way too hard. So
we're all here together, just loving life, living on this land, and we're appreciative for it every day. So I think, does that cover it all?
Yeah. Y'all want to go for a little ride? That's one thing I can say right now that we've done as a family for years and years and years.
Since the kids were babies.
Yeah. We started out, we had a 4-wheeler.
Which I'm not even sure we should tell this because it's probably like illegal or something.
It ain't no illegal. We started out, we rode Grandpa's 4-wheeler and we would go for a ride. And
all 4 of us.
The kids, well, we started out with Lane and then Emily come along.
And I was pregnant riding it, me, you, and Lane. And I remember us sitting there on the 4-wheeler, Emily moving in my belly and stuff.
It put them to sleep.
Yep.
Oh, it would put them to sleep every time. We back here in the back seat. Andrea would get back there.
This was after we upgraded.
Yeah, yeah. Andrea would get in the back seat of this, and one of them would just slump over, and she'd be holding the other, and they'd both be sound asleep.
We've rode many, many miles on this. I was looking at it the other day. How many hours are on this thing?
687. That's a 0.
Okay. So 687.
So let's go on a ride.
All right.
Me and the kids, and I'd say me and Andrea have spent many hours together sitting in that little deer stand right there. We are in what we call the buck field. This right here is where the majority of all the bucks that you've seen, I think you've seen them hanging on our wall, have come out of this field. But more importantly, the memories that's been made. I was looking through some of my old pictures on my phone. Me and Emily, as she was little bitty, sitting up in that deer stand, hunting together.
The kids have spent many hours wading in this creek.
They like coming down here in the summertime. It's not much of a creek, but here, stop in this. Got a few little deep spots in it.
They came down here just the other day. Emily put some hiking pictures on her Instagram and started at this creek and followed it all the way down through the woods. And then what they didn't think of is when they got a couple miles away that they were gonna have to hike back. And I think they were about dead tired. One memory we've made on this land, this wasn't necessarily like a good memory, but it was pretty awesome and scary at the same time. We were down here just walking around one day. I think it was in the month of March, but I don't know for sure. It was still cold, but it was warming up. We were walking right there in that patch of woods, and we saw a wad of something moving. It wound up being a nest of copperheads, and there was like, how many heads were there, Ben?
Countless.
Countless heads just coming out of this hole of little copperhead snakes. It was terrifying, but awesome at the same time. None of us have ever forgotten it, and the kids were pretty little. All right, this is my favorite part of this entire farm. The kids love to get in this creek and catch crawdads. And then as we round this curve, it's my favorite view from the whole farm.
We're spinning out.
When the leaves are turning, this is absolutely beautiful. I love this looks like a picture to me. And then when we top this hill, we've seen countless animals topping this hill right here. Turkeys, deer, all kinds of stuff.
You know what we always drive out here for? We love looking for deer. During the middle of the day, it's very rarely that we'll see deer. Right at the corner of those woods over there is some deer. I'm fixing to stalk over there and see if we can get a little closer shot for you. You always like to stalk and see how close we can get up on deer. And that right there is why we love coming out here. Oh, they perk their ears up.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this little video up after Ben took you and showed you the deer. I just can't express how many memories we've made on this farm and how thankful we are for it. We've just been beyond blessed. And we've done everything from tapping maple trees to the kids have gotten metal detectors. We've metal detected all over this farm to picking muscadines and making jelly. We've just made so many memories, and we've been so blessed to raise our kids out in the country on a farm. And so we hope we gave you a little glimpse into our life. I have one favor to ask of you. White House on the Hill is taking nominations for the best videos of 2018. And I would ask that you would go, I think it's on their latest video that's titled Nasty Little Roosters. I think that's where they're taking the nominations. Please go suggest our Proud to be a Farmer music video that the kids did. That would just thrill them beyond words if they got a spot in that. I think they maybe picked 10 videos. So let's just bombard them with that, and maybe by chance they will pick the kids. So anyway, until next time, if we don't have a video up before Christmas, which we plan to, but if we don't, I just want to say Merry Christmas and God bless, and we will see you guys later.
Now that you see that we have been blessed so much, I think this is one of our big reasons that we are doing the free 90 free videos, is to bless others. Why do we give free things away? We've been blessed so abundantly.
Right. And I don't want to play it off like we're rich.
Oh no.
We are not. we live on a budget. We're a one-income family. Ever since we had our kids, I've been blessed to stay home with them. I've done little odd jobs here and there, but we've been on a budget pretty much our whole marriage. So we're not rich, but compared to a lot of people in this world, we're very rich.
Yeah. And we know that we've been blessed, so we want to bless y'all.
And I want to just say this. This is the last thing. I promise that I'm done. Y'all blessed us tremendously by going and following and subscribing to Forgotten Way Farms. Because of y'all, I'm convinced because of y'all, because y'all are so awesome.
They did it.
They did it. They were already well on their way. Now, I'm not by any means trying to take credit that they're at 1,000. But because of y'all pushed them over the top. And I just say thank you. Bless you for that. I promise you made their day.
It does not take much effort for y'all to go click subscribe, and then y'all don't have any idea how it feels to see so many subscribers or so many people interested in watching our videos.
Right, and in validating what all these people that are putting out the content are doing. It encourages them to keep going, because that's why a lot of people you see for a while and then they're gone. It's because probably they got discouraged and thought, we're putting all this time for what? Nobody's watching.
It is a lot of time. It takes so much editing time. It takes time rather than just doing the work. Now you're holding a camera or trying to sit there and describe what you're doing. It takes a lot of work.
Right.
So
thanks for doing that. Thanks for blessing them.
Thank you from the bottom of our heart. And one thing that we never say But it might be a good idea. Go down there and click that little icon of the bell. Ring the bell every time we put out a new video.